I'm Joe Giglio for NJ Sports Now on this Wednesday, January the 14th. The New York Jets have a new power structure, and the big name is Todd Bowles, the new head coach. The Jets ironing out the details of a contract to bring Bowles in, the former defensive coordinator of the Arizona Cardinals. And at the age of 51, Bowles here, a Temple graduate, a Elizabeth, New Jersey born kid, is a guy that is uniquely prepared, in my mind, to take over here and uniquely prepared to be a very successful head coach with the New York Jets. We will see Rex Ryan introduced soon as the new head coach of the Buffalo Bills. And while Rex was beloved here in New York, while Rex was beloved by Jets fans in New York, in New Jersey, everywhere for his bravado, for what he did those first 2 years, it was very hard to miss the fact that Rex Ryan was not a complete head coach. He was a motivator and he was a defensive coordinator. He did those two things so well in his first 2 years that the Jets made runs and got very close to qualifying for a Super Bowl. But Rex Ryan's downfall was, to me at least, he did not know and did not dedicate enough time to the rest of the game. He wasn't detail-oriented enough in the rest of the game, for player personnel, to player development, to coaching the offense, to doing everything a head coach has to do to be successful. And I look at Bowles, and he has been around the NFL his entire life, from an 8-year career as a player, coming out of Temple, originally a kid from New Jersey, went to Temple, played safety, got into the NFL, even started a Super Bowl for the Washington Redskins. Over 80 starts in the NFL as a player, and then he transitioned, as very few players do. I mean, you look around the league, not many former players have risen to where Todd Bowles has. But he got into, first, the player personnel side of things with the Packers in the mid-90s, and there was Ron Wolf, who was a big part of, obviously, this transition here with the Jets, and a big part of being a right-hand man to Woody Johnson. And Charlie Casserly, who was with the Redskins way back in the day, was part of a team that brought Bowles on as a player. So he knows both those guys. So you have Bowles here as a player personnel guy. Then moving into coaching. Coached under Al Groh with the Jets, so knows the Jets, knows Woody Johnson, knows the inner workings of how the media works in New York and what it will take to be a head coach here with the Jets. So he goes from player personnel to being a secondary coach, hops to Bill Parcells with the Dallas Cowboys, and becomes an assistant head coach there, as well as a secondary coach. He finds his way to Philadelphia, right outside of Temple, where he played at school, and became a defensive coordinator for a short period of time, a secondary coach there, an interim head coach for 3 games with the Miami Dolphins, and then last, but certainly not least, the work Bowles has done with the Arizona Cardinals, and a defense that before the 2014 season began looked to be one of the most banged-up units, had a guy suspended for an entire year, injuries. There was no way I thought the Cardinals, with the defensive personnel they had lost, could be a good defense, could be a playmaking defense, but under Todd Bowles, they were exactly that. I see a guy here that was an undrafted free agent, a grinder that found his way into an 8-year playing career, really more than the average player could say. Bowles did that. I see a guy who, even though he's only 51 years old, has been through many different levels of an NFL organization, has been in big markets, has been in smaller markets, has been an interim head coach, assistant head coach. Todd Bowles here, you will not find many candidates, and I'm sure the Jets had this in their mind when they were making this decision. You will not find many candidates that have been as diverse as Todd Bowles, has been as successful as Todd Bowles, and really understands the NFL from the top of the organization down to the bottom. Because when you start as an undrafted free agent, you were at the bottom rung of the NFL. And Bowles has worked his way up from the bottom all the way now to the top of the New York Jets organization. I look at a guy that I think is ready for this challenge, and I think he's ready to be a complete head coach. He can relate to the players because he was one. He understands the personnel department because he did start his career post-football in player personnel with the Green Bay Packers. And he can understand the inner workings of player development and coaching, not just drawing up a scheme, not just working on his defense, but coaching, because he's been an assistant. He has been a guy that has been an interim head coach, and he's been a guy that has been, everywhere when it comes to the coaching aspect of football. And then you go to this past year, and I think this will make Jets fans very happy. It's not about excuses. It's not about injuries. It's not about everything going on around you. It's just about results. And that's what I saw with Bowles' defense out with the Arizona Cardinals. It didn't matter which players he had available which week. He made it work, and he put guys in positions to make plays. Rex Ryan was a tremendous, tremendous personality. He was a pretty good coach, and he was a fun guy to have in New York for 6 years. But I think when the dust settles here, and Todd Bowles really gets his feet wet and becomes the head coach of the Jets, you're going to find that this coach was ready for this opportunity, and he's going to be a complete head coach with a good staff around him. Todd Bowles is ready for this, and the Jets made the right choice. I'm Joe Giglio for NJ Sports.